What up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Barbell Brigade Talk Show. I'm with Silent Mike and Joey Flexx. And I think everyone is a bodybuilder at heart, even if you're a powerlifter, right? Like, you like to be jacked.
And every powerlifter's thrown a front double by.
Yes.
Yeah, every powerlifter.
And I think every bodybuilder has a little bit of powerlifter in them where they want to rep heavy weight.
Yeah.
Do you guys think it's actually harder to get strong or harder to get jacked?
Oh.
Go first, Mike.
Dude, I think genetics just plays such a role.
So that dictates it.
Yeah, I think the beauty of strength and why I ended up in powerlifting is that there's smaller incremental goals that you can track, even if you're trying to build muscle, right? Because progressive overload works for both, and you have to have it for both.
But can't you like measure your arms and see how if it's getting bigger? Like
yeah, but that takes a year. But hitting a volume PR on my curls could take a month.
Yeah.
Right. So with the strength and evidence and good coaches have caught up that now bodybuilders kind of more train like us actually.
They do.
Because they're tracking their sets, they're tracking their reps, they're tracking their RPEs, they're finding ways to progress beyond just good pump. And so I think they're
That's
obviously
the biggest paradigm shift in bodybuilding.
It is.
Whereas before, you would see a lot of people doing drop sets.
Yeah.
And then they're like, well, how do you gauge drop sets over time?
Right.
If
You
are you
can't.
more fatigued or is it because of cardio?
Right.
So they're like, let's go back to like more almost like a powerlifting based programming.
100%.
Yeah.
I don't know which one's harder. I guess maybe in the natty world, maybe bodybuilding. Just to get like really big is hard, right? Like our bodies don't want to be big because we don't want to die.
Yeah.
But if you like to eat
It's taxing.
and you like to work
Yeah,
out,
you get
don't,
fat.
Don't you think it'll go?
Yeah, it will, right in your gut. But I'd actually say they're pretty equal-ish depending on genetics, I would say.
Yeah, I think.
And you bodybuilded before too.
Yeah, that was how he like started out. Well, I was
There's
doing
a bunch
football.
of pictures of him jacked and shredded.
So football, we did the compound lifts.
Yeah. Did you do cleans too?
Yes, cleans.
When's the last time you did
It was clean, bro. And it was like really bad form, and I would muscle it up. But we would like, it was like cleans, deadlifts, overhead press, bench. I didn't touch dumbbells,
Yeah.
Like we just did like all that, and then we ran, and then football, right? And then my body changed so much doing the barbell movements in such a short time in high school. We're going from a basketball player to like doing that. I was like, yo, weights, right?
Yeah.
So then I started like really getting into the weights and started being really passionate about it. And I was much leaner then, so I could like see it. I was also young, so like anything that I did would like, I would say I grow muscle pretty good when I'm like eating right and like training. Like I get results. Like I'll get stronger, let's say I like have a time off and then I'll come back to the gym. My strength will it will come back. It's not too hard for me personally. And I think that's why I kind of transitioned to powerlifting, because I was above average strong from everybody else that was doing it. I wasn't like the fastest, but I was like, I could squat a lot, I could bench a lot, and I just like kind of fell into what I was good at. But I think when you say jacked, I kind of put that with like aesthetic, right? There's a dieting component to that.
Yeah.
And I think, if you're just gonna like train heavy, eat whatever, and like take a little something, you could get jacked.
Yeah.
That's true.
Right? You could get jacked. To be like the best at anything, obviously there is a big genetic component. You need a lot of things to it. Me personally, I find bodybuilding pretty difficult, especially because I'm not looking so much for the same things I'm looking for in powerlifting. You can do that. You can apply it to that, and you will get results. But with bodybuilding, I look for a feeling, like I want to feel that pain, the pain of the set or the burn of the set or something like that. And I have just noticed, like training powerlifting for so many years, to do that. Like let's say I'm going through an injury and like I can't train the power lifts, to get into the bodybuilding like that. It's just a different mental gear that I have to go to. Whereas like a powerlifter, I'm gonna hit that passively. You know what I mean? Like I'm just gonna.
So naturally, you're a little bit easier training strength.
Yeah. Whereas
mentality.
Yeah. Whereas, I loved like pushing it and AMRAPs. I love doing that. But it's like, imagine like in bodybuilding, you're doing that and you're like, it's not like a place that your body wants to go that easily.
Yeah.
When you go there, it's like you're forcing yourself to do it. But it's like, let's say if I'm doing a curl and I'm going to failure with 20 pounds, like I could do that safely. Like I could like kill myself and like get there. You know what I mean? Whereas like on like a deadlift, like You could probably do it more safely on a deadlift because you just drop it, right?
Sure.
But like on a squat, you don't want to fail that. You know, bench, you could die also. So it's like, it's for me, there is an aspect to bodybuilding. I think bodybuilding, especially at the highest levels, like if you want to be Mr. Olympia, I think it's one of the hardest things ever.
For sure.
Because you're affecting your health in so many different ways.
Yeah.
Dieting is really hard.
Yeah, the
like
drugs.
It's really, that
Not
is,
talked about enough.
yeah, it's the,
Yeah.
you know, that aspect of it.
What about natural bodybuilding and natural powerlifting?
Powerlifting,
Competitive?
natty bodybuilding's fucking hard.
I think it might be harder.
Yeah,
because
it's
you
so
don't
hard.
have the drugs, and
Oh.
so
Yeah.
like I've never taken anything, but we have many friends that have, and
Yeah.
have learned a lot.
Shout out to the homies.
The juice boys.
I think when you're dieting extreme, which you have to do both, but you get a little exogenous hormones, you're gonna mentally and physically feel better. You can maintain more
Yeah.
strength, more normal hormones. Where you're dieting natty, your hormones fucking crap. Even me right now, I'm not even that lean, but I've been dieting so hard. I'm on 1,600 calories. Like my brain doesn't feel good.
just
I
feel
feel
sad,
I feel
huh?
weak.
There's
yeah,
the
I feel like a little fucking empty balloon.
There's a
Yeah.
chemist watching this right now who's gonna be like, "You guys don't know anything," but
Yeah.
like, imagine if
Fuck
like,
you.
Yeah, nerd.
imagine if you could control when like your testosterone on your own, you're gonna be like, let's say you're like this, right? It's like little fluctuations, but then if you're natty, if you don't eat, that shit's gonna
Yeah.
plummet, and
Yeah.
you're gonna get all the negative side effects of doing that. You're gonna like start being like depressed, but you gotta like push through it.
Yeah.
You know what I
Oh,
mean?
yeah.
It's like really, it's just, there's a lot of aspects to it that I feel you're gonna feel being natty versus like not. You just have less tools to work
Yeah.
with.
On the competitive nature, I think bodybuilding is harder for sure. Because
Yeah.
it is 24/7. Powerlifting, to be even the world's best, yeah, nutrition matters. Don't get me wrong, it matters. But to be the world's best, you have to train 2 hours a day, 4 or 5 times a week.
Yeah.
Like that. And you kind of, you have to get good sleep. Like you can't be an asshole.
What's
but-
doing less actually is what like you
Right?
don't want like
Yeah.
I have to tell like my guys like stop being active on the weekend if you know that Monday you gotta
Yeah.
hit a big, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you have to, you know, there's just to be strong in that regard and to build and even if you're a bodybuilder and you want to build muscle and the goal is building, rest is like really important, and you have to do cardio when you're a bodybuilder. You might have to, you gotta like, dude, I know some girls, like they had to do like an hour in the morning and an hour at night, and they would like cry on the treadmill because they gotta
crazy.
lose the extra like 2 pounds, you know what I
Because
mean?
they can't eat less food, they'll die.
Yeah, it's like really, it's like, dude, and they get like so low, and like, I think women have it like harder for sure.
Because it
Like,
fucks with their menstruation.
Yeah, the
they're-
natty chicks probably have it the hardest.
Dude, like they to get that lean, it's like, it is the direct opposite of what, like to have children, you need to be like, you have to have like fertility, you have to have like resources.
Yeah.
You have to like have a little bit of body fat, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just, you're going against your body's like want to live
Yeah.
for, you know, vanity reasons.
For
you
real.
know? I mean, you've done both. Like, what do you think
I
is harder?
I just did a natural bodybuilding show a few months ago, and I was like, dude, this is fucking hard because you still gotta train, right? That's so so if you do apples to apples, you're gonna train anyways. So powerlifting, you have to train. Then dieting wise, it's way more strict than your powerlifting diet. Then this guy is pretty much over. Powerlifter's done for the day. Then I gotta go hit my fucking 20,000 steps. And if you don't like do them throughout the day, then at night that is an hour or even 2 hours just on the treadmill. And then like you said, as your calories go down, your testosterone starts going away. And then there's like 3 weeks where I didn't even have morning wood at all. I couldn't even feel anything. Like I was just like, I just feel sad. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like, maybe I should just commit suicide. I don't know. What should I do? And you just have this whole feeling. Then I'm like,
That's how you feel.
yeah. Then you go back in the gym, and then you're like, fuck, I still have to hit these stupid ass weights.
Yeah, can't catch a pump.
And I'm like, you know what? I'll down double C4s, and it still doesn't do anything. You're just on fucking fumes, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, that's fucking crazy. And then you step on stage. The stage part feels less of a competition though, because you can't really, there's no like competitive drive. It's more like,
Yeah.
did I do things right in the past? And
Yeah.
then, here you go, everybody. Here you go. Versus powerlifting, I think there's more of a competitive drive where like, okay, I step on stage, oh shit, that guy's making that weight fly in the warm-up room.
Yeah.
And then you can kind of turn something on. Bodybuilding.
harder to
That's why bodybuilding's not a sport, losers.
Yeah. It's a very difficult beauty pageant is what it is.
Yeah, at least in powerlifting, you have to do it. And there can be like upsets where it's like, I mean, it's like if C-Bone comes in and he's lean, it's over.
That's
Right.
it.
It's over.
Right.
You lost.
There's nothing you can do on stage in that moment where you're gonna fuck them up, you know.
And in
There's-
both of them, if you got the wrong genetic lottery, you're fucked them both, losers.
Yeah, and there can always be like, it's opinions, right? So it can
Yeah.
always be like debate after.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. But yeah, there you have it. That's what we think. We think getting jacked is actually more difficult. Let us know what you guys think in the comments below. See you guys next time.